NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. It's been a long time, and it's a far cry from the speech by President John F. Kennedy challenging Americans to conquer space, which we did, by the way, in short order. These days, our astronauts ride to space on board Russian spacecraft, and they make up part of the crew on the International Space Station. It is right now carrying 6 adults orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes at 17,000 miles an hour. And there's a problem on board. One of 2 crucial pumps has blown. They're running on backup. It will take 3 spacewalks to fix it. The problem is, during the last spacewalk, an astronaut's helmet filled with water. So today, NASA said the spacewalking astronauts will wear snorkels inside their helmets along with absorbent pads so they won't drown. NBC's Tom Costello is in Washington with more. Tom, just when you think you've heard it all.
Well, it's a just-in-case move. NASA engineers think they know why the astronaut's helmet filled with water last July. It has to do with tiny particle residues that were clogging some of the suit's water lines. Now they've cut some rubber tubing to make sure and have snorkels for both astronauts. On board the International Space Station, astronauts were today inspecting the space suits they'll be wearing for Saturday's repair mission.
There's a small particle.
And one of those suits will be the one worn by Italian astronaut Luca Parmitano last July when he nearly drowned after his helmet suddenly filled with water.
Water is in his eyes now, and it seems to be increasing. We think we're going to terminate EVA case for EV2.
Parmitano later talked about the scare.
I started going back to the airlock.
Fellow astronauts were able to get him inside and remove his helmet just as the water was preventing him from talking.
They took off my helmet, wiped my face from all the water, about 3 pounds of water, I would say, and that was the end of it.
But it was a very close call. Since then, no spacewalks or EVAs. Now, astronauts Rick Mastracchio and Mike Hopkins are going back out on an urgent mission.
Okay, we understand first EVA the 21st, the 23rd, and on Christmas Day if we need that.
We have to go. Kennedy reports.
The movie Gravity has helped fuel the public's fascination this year with the real space station the size of a football field. Now, the real crew must remove and replace one of 2 780-pound ammonia pumps that keep the station cool. It's been down for a week, forcing the station to conserve power. NASA has spent months inspecting the suit and helmet that flooded and replacing some internal components. They think it's fixed, but just in case, NASA has again turned to the kind of in-house ingenuity made famous in Apollo 13.
We got to find a way to make this fit into the hole for this, using nothing but that.
On Saturday, both astronauts will now wear an absorbent pad in the back of their helmets and a snorkel cut from water tubing.
This is your last resort, that if water is encroaching your face, as similar to happened with Luke on the last EVA, that the crew member can lean down and use this to breathe.
An urgent mission 230 miles above the Earth and a lingering fear after a very close call. Each spacewalk will last 6.5 hours. Replacing that failed cooling pump is urgent because if the second pump goes down, they'd have to abandon the station. They'll get underway early Saturday morning with 2 more walks scheduled for Monday and then Wednesday. Brian?
Tom Costello starting us off from Washington on Matters in Space. Tom, thanks.